Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Rich. All right, welcome to the double. What do they call it? Double feature. Kevin Nowlan, Monsters in the Closet. This story kicks ass. The art is beautiful. We're really going to take our time looking at the art on this one. It is a masterwork of black and white art. It's beautiful. But anyway, what we always do is we're going to look at Kevin Nowlan's bio. Jan Strand wrote the story, and we're going to take a look at the story. I'm not going to do like layouts or something at the end. We're just going to look at the story and kind of end it on that. So Kevin Nowlan. Kevin Nowlan is considered the Renaissance man of the comics world. He is easily one of the great pencilers, inkers, colorists, and letterers working in the business today. His talents have made him a near god among his peers who are simply in awe of his artwork. It is actually true. Everything that they just said is accurate, and I like, it would be so hard for me to come up with like a top 5 or 10 American comic book artists, but Kevin Nowlan is someone that I love looking at his work. It's a little tiny bit of an acquired taste aesthetically if you're into kind of super mainstream stuff, but most people I think get it. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at this art and check it out. So this opening shot is a beautiful exterior of a building. We're, about midway up the building possibly. And there's all this great detail that leads down to like the street. And you can see like people sort of walking around and some of that creepy Gotham architecture. There's like a little bit of a gargoyle head on that building. It's very subtle, but man, this is beautifully done. And I'm actually going to grab a pointer. Kevin Nowlan deserves a dang pointer. Let me grab something to be pointing with it. I'm going to use my Sakura brush pen. But there's the little statue. But look at this like cast shadow right here. It's just gorgeous. And then he does that really beautiful Kevin Nowlan rendering. He's got a little zippity-zippitone. And he letters all this shit by hand. He's such a badass. And then over here you see more people walking. And is this the shot where you see this stuff dripping down? No, not yet. But it's got like a little bit of a technological, like there looks like there's kind of, Art Deco buildings, but then a little bit of technology. There's like a cafe. Anyway, and we've got some stuff over here. Okay. And then this is, panel 2, really, really beautiful lighting on this. You've got, this sort of dude like opening a window, and, he starts to dump out this like fluid. To me, I pictured it as glowing green. I don't know why, but when I've read this story, I pictured it as just like that neon green kind of antifreeze looking stuff. So anyway, it hits like the tiles on this roof and it's like dripping down. It goes in the gutter and it comes out the gargoyle's head. Look at how beautiful that panel is like laid out, and just the black and white. It's so freaking good. And starts to hit the street, and this guy says, "Be careful, Martha. Hurry, these big city streets aren't safe after dark." You've got like the goo like kind of all over the ground, and you see Batman kind of standing there in the shadow. I didn't notice that actually when I originally read the story. I was hustling a little tiny bit. And then you've got Batman, and he's like, "Friend, you don't know the half of it." So, anyway, Batman starts looking up at the building, and he's like, "You can't conceive the abominations that inhabit Gotham's secret places." And you see the window is shut now, and he's pulling down the blind. Mystery ensues. This is so freaking good. So anyway, and then he's standing in front of what looks to be a like a newspaper dispenser thing, and it says Langdale heiress missing, and Batman's talking about it. So he starts to examine the stuff on the ground, and it says bio residue, pieces of muscle, skin, internal organs, and it stinks. Really beautiful laid out and drawn panel. It's gorgeous. And then he says still alive, and look at this little creepy thing he picked up. It's like a frog demon snake. And it's still alive. That is so gross. All right. So anyway, and what's interesting is this actually says Langdale Building, and the Langdale heiress. Dun dun dun. Anyway, and he basically says that the building is in such horrible, condemned standing that it could collapse with just a touch. That's how dangerous it is. But then he goes, it's more dangerous in more ways than one, and he actually is pulling the boards down, and he actually goes inside to see what is the source of this like liquid, and obviously live tissue and whatnot. And if you watch the Kent Williams video, I actually showed the layout of this, and he really did a beautiful job translating his thumbnail. It looks great. So yeah, he heads upstairs, and then he barges into what looks like some sort of a science lab, like in an apartment building. Like it's like a house that's maybe been converted into some sort of sci-fi lab. And Batman says that it's worse than he'd even imagined. And you've got these just horrific looking experiments that have been going on. All these like, whatever, beings that are in these tubes and stuff like this. And you've got this guy like working here. And he answers Batman, checks in the mail, which is kind of funny. It's like, the heat's on, dude. Batman showed up. Better say more than checks in the mail. He's about to run a train on you. All right, so words fail me, but he knows what I'm thinking. You got nothing on me. I have a grant. And Batman right there is so cool. He's like, I'm just like a 7-foot tall guy in pajamas, bro. You better watch it. All right, so if this is a waste of life, if this waste of life disappeared off the pier, would anyone know? Look, what I grew. And so he, as a lot of these crazy scientists are, they're very proud of their work and a little delusional. So he's actually created a little mini Batman. How exciting is that? It's a great little drawing. Look at this. He's so proud. And that's classic Kevin Nowlan, like lighting on that face. He's so known for it. It's like when you see it, even the lighting on the hands and stuff like that, it's like you'll hear artists refer to it as like kind of Kevin Nowlan lighting. But yeah, it's a great little panel. So this guy's up to some pretty weird shenanigans here. It gets more insane though. I think you guys are going to really like this story. If you've never seen it, you're in for a real treat. So let's get the glare off here. Beautiful, beautiful shot of Batman. Man, what's great about Kevin Nowlan is he's such a great cartoonist, but he's also got a little bit of a level of realism, and then just the graphic nature of his work. It's just really beautifully done, and so damn solid. So he's like, you're sick. Look at the shot of him throwing this guy. You've created things that have no place in this world, but I've broken no law. They're even paying me to relocate. I guess because the building is being condemned. I think you'd better leave. Then Batman sees it. Again, really, really nice like shot here. Batman right there. At this point, Batman actually looks a tiny bit perplexed. Well, if God, whatever, if the city is paying for him to relocate, maybe this guy is on the up and up. But he's still suspicious. But then he sees it. He sees a puddle of liquid coming from behind the bookshelf. Water from someplace hidden. A secret place. Get out of here. Leave or I'll call the police. So he is threatening the police. So that's interesting. So he actually is basically painting it as he is with the law on this. And that he's just, although doing unusual experiments, it's on the up and up. You have no right. Get out. Get out. Secret catch here somewhere. So Batman's kind of rifling through the shelf looking for what's going to pop open this bookshelf. And he finds it. Look at this like design here. It's so cool. And you see more of that liquid now pouring down. It's been kind of smeared by the bookshelf opening. So Batman is his detective skills paid off. And this huge bookshelf rumbles open. What will we find? A beautiful splash page. And we'll pull in closer on this in a second. But man, this is so dope. Look at the stairs, like how he used the white and that. It's just, man. So here, let's start at the bottom. So you got these creepy things. It's interesting because you'll get sometimes a tiny bit of a Mignola vibe, but I think it's more just coincidental that they both are kind of high contrast. But Nolan's structure of his characters is different, but yeah, they're definitely contemporaries in that. And just look at that, like how beautiful this is laid out. And you can see all kinds of these like abominations that this dude's been creating. And that actually looks like the heiress that was missing. So she's even in there, and she's been just turned into like just a hideous monster. And anyway, Batman is like biological affronts to all that is holy and all that is sane monsters. A silent plea. She's like, kill me. Or let me out, one or the other. So anyway, the scientist grabs like a rifle and decides he's going to shoot Batman. Oh, but he misses Batman. He shoots the big container. But anyway, this is a beautiful little drawing right here. And again, the high contrast is just so excellently done. But yeah, beautiful pencils, beautiful inks, beautiful layouts, incredible storytelling. I mean, again, his bio, I think, really kind of hit it on the head. If you're a comicer, it's very difficult to not appreciate this. Look just out that window there. The suggestion of the building out there is great. And anyway, so the room starts to fill with this liquid, and you can see that the scientist dude is like, he's up to basically like his ribs. Batman, I don't know, maybe he's standing on like some stairs. He was standing on stairs, I think. So he's a little higher up. But anyway, the room is filling, and the windows break, and all this stuff starts to fly out of the building. And we get this nice sort of worm's eye view of the building. And you've got Batman flying out, the scientist flying out. It's just like stuff going everywhere. And even more. Now the monsters spill out and slide down onto the lower ground, and you've got all these like eggs covering the dock. It's dripping into the Gotham Harbor. It's a mess. And anyway, so this creature actually has Batman like in its grasp, and he's like screams all around, madness-inducing cries that are inhuman. So these things are like shrieking and just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And again, you can see all these eggs everywhere. So Batman punches this thing, frees himself. And as he's freeing himself from knocking out that one thing, you see the girl, the heiress, diving into the water. And she's actually grabbed this dude with her tail, and she's dragging him into the water. Probably for revenge, and never reach him in time, even if I wanted to. And she clearly looks like she's moving quite fast. And again, just a beautiful, beautiful drawing. The lighting on her figure is just really killer. The stylish suggestion of water and the dock. It's just all really, really well done. And sorry. And in this book, still, we have Brian Boland's. Okay, and then here's the last page. You see this guy taking his last breath as she's pulling him deeper and deeper into the ocean. And it's like really, really cool how he's kind of distorted the length of her tail. And again, just great pants, great shoes. It's a great shot. I mean, it harkens back to, all the great sort of illustrative comic book artists that you can think of that just could draw their asses off. It's just so beautiful. And then anyway, so we've got Batman saying no mercy. I think he had said that on the other page too, if I remember correctly. And anyway, so he had no mercy for them. She showed no more mercy for him. So then he says, then there's these things. There must be thousands of them. And they're the eggs I was referring to on the dock. If you look, there's these creepy like alien spores inside of it. And he goes, some fell in the harbor. They may live even in these waters. And Batman starts stepping on him, and he's crushing him on the dock. And he basically says here, he goes, it's going to be a long night. And you've got, the one that he knocked out, and then all these eggs. And I guess he's just going to sit there and crush them all. But we know there's a little bit of a cliffhanger. There's some in the water. Plus that the woman got away with that guy. It would be really cool to actually have a story with her. Have Kevin Nowlan do like another story of maybe Batman and that woman like meeting. Because it is interesting. I mean, she's essentially, that heiress, but she's lost it, obviously, under the duress of her body being sort of shifted. But anyway, so yeah, that's the Kevin Nowlan story. It's really, really great. I'm really kind of hoping that there's some people that had never seen it before and had fun checking it out. It's a really, really great story, and hopefully I wasn't too goofy. I felt like I was at times being a little too funny. Um, but anyway, all right. Have a great day, and yeah, still in volume one. It's just such a phenomenal book. And there's still at least 5 more stories that I want to look at that I think are really, really amazing. Every time I flip through the book, I see one and I go, ooh, what is that? So really high recommendation on this collection. You know, it's good. And, you know, you can always get in a soft cover if not. So, all right, later.